Happy Friday everybody, it's Catherine here from Stitches from the Sofa. I hope you're all having a lovely day and have had a fantastic week. Can't believe it's already another Friday. Yeah, here I am on another Friday Sews, and I'm finally in my sewing space, which is the dining room, but one wall of the dining room that I get to sew at. And as you can see, very lucky that I have my sewing machine and my overlocker over there. And one of the videos I plan to do very soon is to just take you through this side of my house, this side of the dining room, and show you how I've got it set up, what fun bits and pieces that I have and how I use it. So, like I said, I hope everybody's had a fantastic week. I hope you've all had some time to get some sewing done. I've had a really mixed week with sewing, so right at the beginning of the week, sort of over the last weekend and into the early week, I managed to get the Mave skirt, sewn up. And I'll talk about that in a minute, which I was really pleased about. And then I pressed on with the Arthur pants in the cord fabric. But then about halfway through the week, I had really exhausting days at work, and I just haven't had the sewing energy or mind energy to focus on sewing it. So the Arthur pants are half created and I'll show you them later. But yeah, so it's been a bit of a mixed bag of sewing for me this week, but what I have sewn I've really enjoyed. So let's get to the Mave skirt. So this is the skirt, and the version I have created is this one here in the middle. So it has a top bit and a bottom tier, midi length, so below the knee and the calf. And I will put some pictures up to show you what that looks like. I am actually wearing it now. Not that I can show you on here very well, but as you can see, this beautiful fabric that came from Rainbow Fabrics, which just have the most fantastic choice of prints throughout the year, and I absolutely love, and have lots and lots of fabric from them, which is great. So this feels like it's a real wardrobe staple. So I can see myself wearing this in the winter, as I am today, as you'll see in the pictures, with some lovely thick winter tights in a lovely berry colour that are from Snag. For any of you out there, plus size or not plus size, but generally looking for a tight that fits and doesn't fall down and doesn't twist and doesn't, they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. I have probably about 30 pairs in all different colours, and I also have their summer chub rub shorts as well, which are amazing. And again, I think I probably have about 15 or so pairs of those, so bit obsessed. But they are brilliant for matching with all sorts of lovely colours. So with the skirt, I've pulled out the berry from the skirt, which has got a beautiful flower, and chosen that as the tight. And then I've got a lovely forest green ready to wear top and a ready to wear cardigan. Both of them I think were from Next. And I've worn this all day while I've been working at home. The elasticated waistband on the Mave skirt is incredibly comfortable. So I made no adjustments, and I cut out the size 26. And I'll put the back of the packet up for you to see now. So I did a straight one of those and then use that for my waist measurement, and I double checked my waist measurement before I cut the elastic to see, and it was a perfect match, and it does fit absolutely beautifully. The only difference I did make to it, the only alteration, is I didn't do the drawstring. I'm not a big fan of drawstrings at the front of things. They bother me. I don't like the bump bit of the drawstring. It just, yeah, not for me. So I've removed it and just done it as this sort of flat front, and actually that's beautiful. It also has pockets, and again you'll see from the picture, I think I'll put a picture up with me with my hands in my pockets. Beautiful pockets, inside inseam pockets, really easy to put in. And yeah, I love a skirt with pocket because with little kids, I'm always putting stuff in my pockets. So it's really, really useful. The make of this was really, really easy. Really easy to follow directions. Lovely little booklet inside here. And really easy to follow diagrams and descriptions. Really straightforward. And was an absolutely lovely make to make. It was really methodical. Definitely recommend that you do take the time to press all your seams as you go along. Really does make it a much easier sew. Everything lays better. And yeah, you just get a much nicer finish. Obviously on the inside, all the edges I have overlocked, but you could obviously just use a zigzag stitch if you don't have an overlocker on your normal sewing machine, or in some places, certainly the side seams and so on, if you wanted to, you could French seam them to have that enclosed seam on the inside. Absolutely, we'll be making many, many more of these. Definitely going to be making the longer version going into spring and summer. Certainly for summer, I could really see one of these with a lovely floaty cami top, pair of sandals. Yeah, really lovely. On the other hand, I think the skirt that I have made, because of the beautiful pattern on it, the dark navy background means that perfect for the winter months. Going into spring with the flowers all over it will be really, really lovely. In the summer, again, with a beautiful little cami over the top and some sandals, will just be lovely and floaty and cool. And then into the autumn again, start matching it with those tights and tops. So I'm really chuffed with my Mave, and will be making many, many more. I can see it being quite a staple skirt pattern, and is, like I say, especially for a comfortable wear. So that's my Mave roundup. I'll put all the details below in my comments, but if anybody, or in the details, should I say, the description, but if anybody has any comments or any questions, please reach out and ask. More than happy to chat about it, and if anybody's made it as well, what's your opinion? Is it a firm favourite of yours? So as I was saying, I've also been working on the Arthur pants, and I've got them here. I'm just going to, so here we go. The Arthur pants by Sew Liberated. And these are also a firm favourite of mine. I know I've spoken in a previous post about how I like the shape of them, and the tulle version that I made out of cotton, yeah, you know, are lovely. They're just too thin for this time of year. So, as I've always wanted to do, I am using this beautiful cord fabric. And so far, I can show you that we have, this is the front, and as you can see, these are made up by panels. So there's one panel here, and two panels there, and they're finished with a seam on the outside, so a flat felted seam, felled seam. So essentially you sew them wrong sides together, cut one side of your seam allowance, fold the other bit over, tuck it under, and top stitch down to create this lovely effect. So on the inside, it's completely encased, and on the outside you have this beautiful effect. So that's the front. On the back, we have these beautiful patch pockets on the bottom. Big fan of a bottom pocket, and that they just look lovely, and again really easy to put together. Great markings on the pattern for you to follow to attach them, and again the back is made up in a similar way with panels and flat fell stitching. So the next steps is to add the pockets in, and these which form part of the waistband, and then down the seams, and then the waistband itself, the elastic, and then try them on and hem them to the desired length. and being quite short in the leg, so I'm 5'4" in total, but I have like little legs. I definitely will probably need to take some off the bottom. But they're coming on beautifully, and I definitely will have these finished by next week. So I'm really looking forward to showing you those and to wearing them, really, because, you know, the weather has been a bit cold. So that's the Arthur pants. The other pattern on my list for January is the March dress top, which I have cut out, and I'm going to be making in this beautiful fabric here. So that's already cut out, and again, I'm really hoping to get that done next week so I can show you what that looks like. And actually, I think would look, if it does turn out to be a top. So the reason I say I don't know if it's going to be a dress or a top is because I'm not quite sure where. I only had a certain amount of fabric, so I've cut the biggest amount of skirt that I possibly can, which is shorter than the pattern skirt. But again, like I say, being quite short anyway, I sometimes get away with it. So it may end up being a dress, but I think it would certainly have a tunic tile, so it would be perfect for over a pair of leggings, over a pair of like skinny jeans or whatever. But there is also the possibility that I might decide to cut a bit off from the skirt to make more of a peplum type floaty element and turn it into a floaty top blouse, which could be worn with jeans or the Arthur pants maybe. So I will keep you up to date with how that goes. I'm not quite sure what I'll do or what it will look like, and I will probably make the decision as and when I am sewing it up, which I think a lot of us do sometimes. When we're sort of sewing it and trying it on, we'll come to a conclusion about how we want to use that particular item. So that's where I am with my January makes. Obviously last Friday I showed you the pearl cardigan, so that's done and ticked off. Again, a pattern I really enjoyed. If you want to know more about it, please go back and watch my previous video. It tells you all about it, the make, and the way that I approached it and what I found after I'd made it. So the other exciting thing that happened today is I ordered some fabric. I can't remember if it was just before or just after Christmas from Rainbow Fabrics. I think it's probably just after, in their sale, with a couple of key things in mind. So I have for a long time wanted to make up the Heather blazer by Friday Pattern Company. And I've had this for a while now and haven't done anything with it. And I have seen so many gorgeous versions on Instagram of this, and very recently as well. I think with the weather, I think a lot of people are making jackets for layering pieces. And I'm really keen to get this made up. I just love the shape of it, the sort of oversized shape can be sort of made and tailored, I imagine, in lots of fantastic fabrics, whether you want plain or whether you want patterns, whether you want something muted or something, you know, really crazy. I think this is sort of, well, I'm just excited. I want to make it. I like the idea of having a jacket I can chuck on with some jeans, or a jacket that I could put over a skirt and a blouse or shirt and just add a bit of something extra as a layering piece. So I saw this fabric on Rainbow Fabrics and I just thought it would be a fantastic thing. So on the outset, it doesn't look anything overly special. Oh, so it looks black when you're this far away, but you might just see, and I'm going to bring it really close to the camera, it has got all these coloured specks, almost like tiny droplets of paint in the weave. You see that? Blue, pinky red, a little bit of green maybe, very light peach. And it's like a lightweight poly suiting fabric. And I think this will just make the most fantastic heather blazer. It feels beautiful. It's soft, but with some structure. And I think with a really nice lining, this will be something quite special. So that was one of the fabrics that I got. An absolute bargain as well, because it was in the sale. So really, really good value. I also bought another one, which is a heavier weighted polysuiting fabric, and that's sort of like a sort of steel teal kind of colour. Now this is much thicker, much still lovely to touch, but almost more canvassy. And again, was thinking that I might make another jacket out of it, but I'm not sure. And the reason I say that is I think it could be very good with a couple of patterns that I picked up this week, which was the City Bag collection from Sew Over It. And I'll tell you more about that, I think, in February makes. But essentially it comes with 3 different versions of bag that you can make, one of them being one of those crossover body bags. And I'm just wondering whether this might be a better fabric with a really pop of colour on the inside. So not sure about this one yet. We'll see what comes of it. The other pattern that I picked up and therefore have bought some fabric for is the Sew Over It Georgie dress. So it's a knit wrap dress, really classic. And I've seen loads of versions of them. It's been around for a while, but I've seen a lot of vlogs recently where it's a real staple. Like a lot of people it's their go-to jersey wrap dress, and I have never made it, and I would really love to see if it's sort of thing that would suit my body shape and be that staple for me as well. Because I think, you know, a really nice jersey wrap dress can be dressed up, dressed down, but it's like secret pajamas. It's just so comfy to wear, so simple to style. So to try it out, I have bought this really lovely viscose jersey from Rainbow Fabrics, again in the sale, so an absolute bargain. Beautiful stretch, but being a viscose jersey, it's also got that lovely soft drapey, yeah, just I can imagine that as a beautiful skirt. So I've got 3 meters of this, which should be plenty to do the dress. And I love the colour red. It's one of my favourite colours. I've always got away, looked good in red. So I'm really looking forward to this. So I think this is a bit of a sneaky peek at probably what February's makes are going to look like. But I just wanted to share those fabrics for you. And for anybody who's not been to Rainbow Fabrics, go take a look. They get some fantastic fabrics in, dead stock fabrics, and do some amazing drops at really good prices. Yeah, it's definitely worth a look. I'll put the link below. I think that's it for me today, really. I haven't, like I say, had much time to do anything else this week. It's just been a really busy week at work, and quite frankly, I've just been exhausted. But I'd be really keen to hear what you've all been sewing up. And yeah, like I say, whether you have, of course, have done any of the patterns that I've said here. So the Georgie, for example, are any of you a big fan of that pattern? Is it your go-to for a jersey wrap dress? And the same with the heather blazer. You know, has anybody experimented with it, tried with it? Yeah, what's their thoughts? I'd really like to hear. Other than that, I think, like I say, the next little video is to probably just give you a better view of my sewing space, take you on a bit of a tour of it, where I store my patterns, where I store my fabrics. Obviously you can see, you know, bobbin storage up there and threads, but I've also got things in drawers, various things hanging up, and I can take you through those if you're interested, so let me know. Other than that, I'm going to let you all go. Have a fantastic Friday evening, a great week. I hope you get loads of sewing done, keep warm, and I really look forward to seeing you again next week. You take care now. Bye bye.